Hey, everyone. It's good to see you. I don't know exactly who's on the line right now. I need to dive into the live chat. This is going to be a very informal conversation and one in which I've got a lot to say. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say, but I've got a few notes here. I just basically at this point consider you guys to be family. I talk to you, many of you on a regular basis, and you guys have supported me so much that I would like you to know what has happened in the past, what's happening now, what my thoughts are, what my vision and my goals and my hopes for this channel are, and beyond this channel, and get your suggestions and your takes as well. So let's dive right into it. I did want a number of people to be on the chat, and as always, if there's anything that you missed, certainly I will reference this a few more times as we go along. Certainly jump back and watch the rest of the video, and concerning anything that we talked about that you missed. So again, thanks for jumping on the line. I want to acknowledge everyone on the live chat right now before I start talking. I hope that everybody out there is doing well. We got some news yesterday about Bobby with Volunteer Roadshow, and that reminds us all that our debates about college football, some of which get rather ridiculous. I know I received a couple comments today that are funny on one level. I do find them amusing, and you have to have tough skin, and you just have to have thick skin. I'm not saying I have thick skin and I'm so tough, but you just have to have that mindset that you don't let people bother you, because they're going to be idiots that make stupid comments and that are very mean and menacing and attacking, trash talking, kind of beyond trash talking kind of comments. You guys know what I'm talking about, name calling and all that. But you know, that's part of the college football. That's part of the sports fandom. But when things like that, when we get news about situations like what Bobby has and his son and what they're dealing with, and I know many of you, we all have family, we all have close friends, we have financial situations, and more importantly, health situations with ourselves, with loved ones that we've had to deal with. And even if we're in a decent spot right now, you never know what's coming around the corner, and other issues with relationships and everything else that really matters. That's not why I'm here, to become Mr. Counselor. I didn't mean to go off into that, but just reminded me when I was talking about all of you and appreciating all of you that I thought back to Bobby's news that he let us know about yesterday. All right, let me get on the live chat, and then I'm going to start talking about the channel. If you guys want to talk about college football in the live chat, I would rather you not. I would rather that be about the channel, but you know, I can't stop you guys from doing whatever you'd like to do. I will also make a bit of an exception in that if you have any suggestions, any requests, recommendations, any guests you'd like to see, anything involving the channel, if you are the greatest marketer or brander in the history of the world, or social media expert, and you want to tell me that, leave it in the live chat. I will go back. I know I tell you guys all the time, if you guys leave comments in the live chat that I'm not going to see them, that's because I want you to make comments at a place where I've got them all collected. For me to go through like a 90-minute live chat and try to find all your comments and respond to them is obviously not productive. All right. DeAndre's on the line. Am I surprised that DeAndre's on here supporting me? That's great. Thank you. Cashboy D, he's taking notes, I guess. Cashboy D, Hound Dog, Mark, you need an attractive female co-host. Oh, that's a good one, Hound Dog. Don't think that hasn't been talked about, discussed between myself and my friends. I had a rather attractive fiance at one point, and we were talking about that, but we are merely friends now. That did not work out. And we'll see what happens down the road. And I did have a show. I refrain from calling this a show Sometimes I say we're shooting a segment. It's a live stream. It's a post. It's a whatever. I refrain from calling this a show. I have lights and a microphone and a camera with my laptop. That's it's whatever you want to call it. I just hate calling it a show, but that's what comes to mind at times, and that's what people call it. But I did have a show with a young lady about 3 years ago. Actually, it was brought to mind today because I was on Facebook, and you know how they give you those reminders of this happened 3 years ago, this happened 5 years ago, this happened last year on this date. We posted something, and we did about 30 episodes, and then that went away as well. And she was rather attractive. Yes, I don't know about a co-host. I've envisioned, not that I have anything against having a co-host, but I envisioned the Colin Cowherd setup with, I can't think of the various sidekicks of sorts that he's had, that he exchanges ideas and conversation, and they go back and forth at times. I thought that might be a good thing, or at least if I could have a rather attractive female who might want to read viewer mail, that would be a good thing. So, Hound Dog, let's not get derailed here, but you certainly sent me off on another path there. Drake's in the house. Drake, good to see you. Works for Paul Feinbaum when he has Laura Rutledge on with him. True, Drake. Who else do we have? Drake says it's the off season and the talk is going to drop off naturally. So, Drake, I would say that we have more to talk about. I would say definitely that there are those people, there is no question, that just want to watch college football from September to January, and then they're done with it, and then they watch the NBA or they do whatever they do, baseball, other things, and then they come back around in September. There's no question. There's a ton of people like that are just seasonal sports fans. But there are enough college football fans. They just haven't found me to keep the views and the subscribers and everything humming along just as much in the off season. But totally valid point. Patreon is certainly something I've got down right here. MCD Sports 4. Hi, Mark. Ready to hear news about the channel. Drake, MCD 4 Sports. Deep Barrett, glad to have you there as well. All the normal folks on the line, my core here, George as well, who's trying to call me. Terry Ann, thank you so much for joining. I know that I put some feelers out there a couple months ago to say I wanted to do this and who could join me and what would be the best times. And Terry Ann, I believe, was one of the people that said, hey, just do it. I'll be around. So I appreciate it. All right. NCIS Fanatic 21. What happened with Volunteer Roadshow? Let's not get into that right now. I think I may have mentioned that yesterday. Richard, good to see you. Everybody else, college basketball talk. I don't want to miss anyone here. Just understand that I appreciate you if you're on the line, and even those many other people, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, that join us on a regular basis that just can't make it right here, or even if they could make it, but they just don't have any interest in what's going on with the channel. I totally understand that. It's for college football. All right, so let me just kind of take you from start to finish here. So my deal, some of you have heard this before. I'll bring you up to speed if you haven't, just to give you an idea of what my background is. I wanted to be a sportscaster from the time I was in middle school, 6th, 7th grade. I wanted to be a sportscaster, either a sports writer back when there were newspapers that people read every day, a sports writer or a sportscaster. And I was tunnel visioned. I hear all these kids today that say, you know, I'm in college, I don't know what I want to do. And I actually think that that's probably a good thing because they can explore different things. I knew from the time I was like 12 years old what I wanted to do. From the time I figured out sometime in high school that I probably wasn't going to be the next center fielder for the Cleveland Indians or be a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, that I would be a sportscaster or a sports writer. Then I decided sportscasting when I was in college at Kent State. And I graduated from Kent State and did all the things that you do to prepare yourself. Had internships that, fortunately for me, turned into an on-air internship in which I did on-air reporting in Akron, Ohio. Therefore, that built my resume tape. And back in the old days, you had to build the the actual physical resume tape, and go peddling yourself. So I get a job in Ashland, Ohio, as a news anchor and news reporter. Which the funny thing about the funny storyline to that interview was I didn't know that I was being interviewed because I was just cold calling, knocking on doors, and I showed up and said, "Hey, just want to talk to the general manager." The general manager and the news director actually had time for me just because they were looking for a news anchor that I didn't know. And I was selling myself as a sportscaster, of course. And they asked me what I thought of news. And I said, I despise news. I hate it. And then they, in the next sentence, told me that they were looking for a news anchor. And I quickly did a 180 and tried to spin it and let them know that I really wanted a news position, which I couldn't believe. A couple of months after I got the job, I asked them, why in the world would you hire a guy who said he despised news? And they said I read the teleprompter better than anyone else that they uh, auditioned. So anyway, that was my first job. Extremely small station, Ashland, Ohio. What was nice on the weekends, I got to do play-by-play Friday nights, high school football, basketball, Division III college football at Ashland University, that kind of stuff. So I was there for 3 years, and then I went to Mississippi, and I was the sports director. First, I was a weekend sports anchor at a CBS station in Mississippi and a reporter during the week. And then I became the sports director there for 6 years. And sometimes you guys will hear me reference uh, covering Alabama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and by extension, the SEC on a week-to-week basis right there on the sidelines in the press box. That was that 6-year run in Mississippi at a CBS station there. Then it's a long, 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 arduous story that you don't want to hear and that I don't want to tell. That I was out of the business for a year and a half. And there were a lot of places that I either interviewed or were offered a job: Chattanooga, Tennessee; Little Rock, Arkansas; Baton Rouge, Louisiana; Portland, Maine; Evansville, Indiana. Where else? Mobile, Alabama. Anyway, I ended up working as an assistant manager at Walmart. No offense to Walmart. I shop there probably twice a week. Worst job I ever had. Okay. Anyway, I then got a job at ESPN. They were looking for a position in which they, to quote the job application or the job description, were looking for somebody with exhaustive sports knowledge and producer skills. So that became my job. And I then moved into management at ESPN in production operations after about 3 years. So I've been there for 17 years. All right. So that's my background. With tons of good stories in between, but that's the resume. So here, basically, what happened was I was doing my job at ESPN about 10 years ago, and somebody let me know. Somebody contacted me from digital media, ESPN.com, and told me that they were looking for someone there. And the guy that ran the department at the time told me that somebody suggested they contact me because they were looking for talent. And if you're not involved in television, the term talent doesn't necessarily mean that that person has any. That's just a generic term for people that talk on air. They are talent. They're considered talent. That's a generic industry term. Again, doesn't mean I have any, just talent. So for ESPN.com, I did some freelance work there, voicing highlights, doing anchor lead-ins for NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL. For the issue there was I had a management job, and then I was trying to do that on the side, and it conflicted and it dried up. All right. So in the midst of doing that and some people seeing that, they told me, Mark, it's 2010. It's 2010. It's not 1975. You don't need a big corporation or a big TV station to tell you that you can do this. There's the internet. Do it yourself. Voila, YouTube. So that started my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk sports on YouTube. It's easy. It's fast. I didn't know anything, nothing about it. Some people would say I still don't, including myself at times, to the point where I had an iPhone 3 And my YouTube channel, my videos, was me merely just holding it in front of me and clicking it. I didn't even know how to edit the video. I just clicked start, and I had to start right when it clicked on and end it. And I just held there with my hand shaking for 12 or 14 minutes while I talked. And I produced videos on YouTube, and nobody watched them. And I was very slow to, and still am, to all of this that needs to look a whole lot better. So we'll get to that in a minute. So I've been producing videos on YouTube since 2010. Really didn't commit myself to it. I was just messing around, shooting a video one day and then waiting a month and shooting another video, and just whatever came to mind, and was not focused on college football first and foremost, because I was just talking about whatever came to my mind. So most of it was football, a lot of baseball, and that was pretty much it. I did a commentary on Tiger Woods once. I can't imagine doing that now. So about 2013 and 14, I started to get serious, thinking, okay, I'm focusing on college football. We're going to talk college football all the time. I'm going to cover it during the off season. I'm going to do previews, predictions. I'm going to do all the things I'm doing now. I was ranking conferences and rating things, and it looked awful. I was in front of a blank wall, and this doesn't look great. I understand, but in comparison, it was even worse, and I got made fun of all the time for your blank wall. Mark, the video was great. I liked what you had to say, but man, get rid of that blank wall. The lighting's bad. The lighting's still not good. It's not professional. It's not right. It's not the way it should be. And just continues. I don't like this mic. The mic's bad. This is about my fourth mic I've tried. And I've tried to upgrade a number of times. There's a reason that that's been delayed most recently. And I'll talk about that in just a second. So what's most important? That's all in the past. Is where do we go from here? And let's see if we've got anything else on the line. All the drunks and dope heads come in at night. Drake, Dennis, just subscribe to them. But okay. Right. Anything else? People must be listening to me, or you guys all fell asleep. So, at one point I envisioned kind of an SB Nation setup where I built a website, not YouTube, on a regular website, MarkRogersTV.com. And the reason I named it MarkRogersTV.com was I wasn't sold strictly on college football out of the gate. So I named it something more generic to brand myself, so forth. There was a number of ideas I had, or benefits I thought I could take from this. Either I'm building a business, or I'm just displaying my skills and maybe somebody's going to scarf me up. And those were the two basic ideas. Now, in terms of building this out, I thought maybe we could go the SB Nation route, but from a video standpoint. And my site would just have every college football conference drop down with every college football team. And sure, I would post my videos with my analysis, but I would invite, if you're a Clemson fan and you want to voice your opinion and talk Clemson football, join my Clemson site and go nuts. If you want to talk Clemson football and North Carolina, you can do that too. And then people would build up followings, and people would either be looking for Clemson football, and I might have 8 contributors who post nothing but Clemson videos on the Clemson subsite. But that is really, really involved. And the more I've done this, and even invited people to come on here and produce their own content without me being on here, for some reason, people don't like doing that. Very capable guests that I have on here on a regular basis, they always want to have the conversation with me. For whatever reason, they just feel more comfortable. They like to have the conversation. They do not feel comfortable just shooting a video by themselves and expressing their own analysis. So I've tried that a number of ways within YouTube to build out the content and make it more specific to, at one point, I launched an SEC channel, ACC, Big Ten. I was going to go with all the Power 5 conferences. And you guys can see that I have enough guests. And actually, I've had a larger network of guests in the past where I thought, man, if they've got time to come on here with me once or twice a week, then they certainly have time to do it by themselves, and I wouldn't have to schedule all this. They could do it, post the videos, and I could just have a major Power 5 sub channel off of Mark Rogers TV, but just people don't do it. And that's no problem there. So let's get back to what we're doing here, because that didn't work. So I think you guys have an idea of how big you need to be on YouTube to actually make it viable as an income, as a full-time job, career, business. You have to be huge. You have to be probably 100 times larger than I am. What? I've got 7,000, 8,000 subscribers. You probably need like 700 to 800,000, I'm guessing. So I want to stop right here and thank you. Listen to this. So my gains over the last couple of years have been pretty nominal, pretty marginal. I have been gaining views and subscribers, yes, but it's been pretty standard, 60 to 80,000 views per month, 250 subscribers added per month. That's generally been the numbers, the metrics per month. Over the past 3 months, it's been close to 1,000 subscribers added per month and more like 250,000 views per month. So thank you. All right. Anthony, what's your phone number? That's what he's asking me. So I'm at 860-325-3687. Don't ask me anything about college football, but if you have something to say, either as a question about what I'm doing here, or if you are a mastermind marketer, salesperson, something like that, give me a ring, 860-325-3687. Navy Thomas, we've missed you. Where have you been? Still just never triggered them saying I had a stroke, but I am perfectly fine. Wait a minute. So Tom's letting us know you had a stroke? Okay, Tom. I hope everything's fine. You can fill me in on direct messaging. Deep Barrett, George, you should quiet. Okay, I'm getting derailed here. Let's get back to this. But thoughts and prayers for Navy Thomas. I don't know how long Tom's been watching me, Navy Thomas, but he shot a video. This has probably been 5 years ago, where he was riding his motorcycle, and he mentions me at some point, might have been 18 minutes into the video, about something I was talking about. And I just thought it was hilarious because I didn't watch his channel at the time. He had started to watch me, like some things that I was doing, started to follow me, and he sent me the video, and he had a lot more subscribers than I did and views at the time, certainly. And I appreciated him pumping me up and getting my name out there. Deep Barrett's 25. That's good to know. All right. All right. The vision. Well, the vision is for this thing to look a whole lot better, but I know that's not important. As long as you can hear me, you can see me fine, it's clear, but I need a better camera, need a better microphone, need a better set. And yes, can I afford those things? Yes, I can afford all those things. I do have a situation currently. I mean, privately, my YouTube channel isn't necessarily able to afford that. My business, Mark Rogers TV Media, Mark Rogers Media, whatever I named it. So my LLC can't necessarily afford all that on a monthly basis, but I can afford it personally. So I want to do this all the time, full time, all the time, full throttle. That is a huge dream vision. I understand that's maybe some people would say a pipe dream. If you take my salary, my earnings at my job and think, okay, I've got to replace those. But I see potential. I can see it because of what I'm doing here, because I've had places like SD1 Sports. If you guys are familiar with SD1 Sports, say, hey, Mark, we want you to cut as many videos for us as you possibly can, and we will pay you X number of dollars or X number of percentage, and we're growing at this rate. Therefore, boom, okay, I can make 2 videos a day, let's say for SG1 Sports, that would be 10 a week roughly, and I could make this much money. And then my YouTube channel's making this much money. But wow, over the last couple of months, it's making this much money if it continues to grow. But you never want to be uh, pigeonholed to one revenue stream when you're on your own. But as I think it was Deep Barrett, it was somebody in the live chat mentioned Patreon. So a long, long time ago, a year ago, whatever it was, I started a Patreon account. I haven't gotten around to doing all the things that I need to do. I'm in a situation, unfortunately, that I can't fully disclose right this second, but it's making all this very difficult. And some of you know about it, but it's making it very difficult to invest in my future. But I want everyone to know that I'm going to do this in one way, shape, or form. I'm going to continue to do this. Somebody's going to hire me. I would rather just be independent and just do it myself and run my own business and work out ways to have different clients to get my content out there and make money a bunch of different ways. I saw something, but it's going to continue. Even if this specific channel, which I certainly don't get me wrong, I don't want to shut down this channel, but there are circumstances out there that may force me to, but I will figure out a way. We will figure out a way to keep this going in one way, shape, or form. Again, I will have a role talking about college football. I will not let others dictate to me what I'm going to eventually do. I think you guys understand because most of you have full-time jobs that require 40, 45, 50 hours a week. That's what I do. So understand when you watch certain YouTubers, not just in college football, but doing other things, that many of them really can class it up, really can focus on content, make it look good, work out interesting production stuff, really make it look slick, really focus on the content, and they've got a full-time dedication to their YouTube channel. I don't have that. So I work the 50 hours a week, and then I pour about 40 hours, 45 hours into this. Spend a lot of time with my kids and try to get my exercise and my other input of spiritual nourishment and other things into my life. So I have a well-balanced life, but this can't continue like this forever in terms of working 100 hours a week. So I'm trying to make that jump as well. So if anybody out there knows what I can do in regards to sponsorships, branding, any of those things, I was watching some YouTubers, like first-rate YouTubers, on a forum a couple months ago, and they said, if you've got 5,000 subscribers, Jamie, I appreciate it, Jamie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anything that you donate here to Mark Rogers TV, this is my pledge. So if I'm going to do this full time, if I'm going to be able to make a jump to go from job and then do this full time, it's an enormous leap. I'm trying to figure that out if I need to do that. And if I do, then what you donate will, I'll obviously have to pay myself a salary. I don't want to use your money to pay me. What I would like to use your money. So if I continue to do it in the manner that I am, where I still have a full-time job and I'm just doing this on the side, your money, I want you to know, will go toward improving what this is, not just to put in my pocket so I can go to McDonald's. Yeah. So it'll go into lights, microphone. I need a new camera, those things. So Jamie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's another way in which we can earn money here. and make this profitable or self-sufficient is to open up the super chat, which we do on a regular basis. Now, I don't talk much about it. I will let everyone know and try to keep it in my mind every time I do a live stream, just to let you know the super chat's there. If you'd like to throw a buck my way, 5 or 10, it's going to be put to good use. But I can't expect you guys to every time just jump on here and throw me 10 or 20 bucks. I don't want to do that. That is completely in your hands. I will never pressure anybody. I will never make this, a 60-minute segment, 10 minutes about college football and 50 minutes about promoting Mark Rogers TV and getting you, you guys know what the content is here. We talk college football all the time. This is very rare. You guys are funny. I know somebody in marketing, very nice lady, who has given me some advice concerning Facebook. So just think about this. This is just YouTube, and you guys see how much content I put out just on YouTube. Maybe I put too much out sometimes. And I have not addressed Twitter and Facebook and Instagram as much as I should. I should get something posted on Facebook, on my Facebook page, Mark Rogers TV. If you have not liked my page, followed my page, please do. Mark Rogers TV at Facebook, and my Instagram account as well. Hey, Ricky, thank you so much. I hope the Hawkeyes win the Big Ten West now. But no, I appreciate it so much. Ricky's been watching for quite some time. Ricky TPB. Again, I appreciate that. I cannot in any way express what that means. I don't know what you guys' financial situations are, but for you to say, hey, here's something, I appreciate what you've done. Thank you so much. Here's one, Nick Medley. Here's a guy that I have not seen on here for a long, long time. Nick, I know that you were watching me a couple of years ago, but I haven't seen your handle. So to be able to step up and contribute as well, that's very nice. That's very nice. You're in front of a guy here who just was with his daughter, meaning me. I'm talking in the third person about myself, just with my daughter a few hours ago, and she was going back out to college. So I really enjoyed the last month because she was here all the time and I could spend a lot of quality time. But now she's a sophomore in college. She's going back to college. So when I start talking like that, I'm kind of thinking about her too at the same time, if that makes any sense. So the emotions kind of connect in a way, and I got to stop talking. I get a little emotional. Nick, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So anyway, she is studying marketing, Hound Dog, so maybe she could help me out, but she's got a ways to go. Why not have Alonzo 1219? I don't know what you're referring to, Vic. So what else do we need to talk about here? So, wow, when you talk about how money can be made, I am just starting to scratch the surface on this. So you got the YouTube ads, you've got the super chats, you got Patreon, which I know that I've seen, for example, Michigan podcasts. They have Steve Dace, the guy I have on to talk Michigan football on a regular basis. I'm guessing he has 90 or 100 Patreon followers. And I think his fan base is more dedicated than mine. And don't take that as a knock. This is what I mean by that. You guys love college football across the board, different teams. So you're not going to be as dedicated typically. Some of you are, and I appreciate it more than you'll know. But if you have a Georgia site, you know that almost everybody watching you just loves Georgia football. They're going to be a little bit more engaged and dedicated because you're just talking up Georgia football all the time or whatever the team. So his Michigan following is smaller than my following, but they're probably a little bit more dedicated. But I believe that I could get on Patreon and have people subscribe for $5 a month, let's say, and get a revenue stream going that way. Then I got to figure out, okay, how do you benefit from throwing me $5 a month? and I would need to do that. Bill Clinton, it's good to see you on the line. Your personal touch is why you rock. I appreciate that. Deep Bear, appreciate that. You guys are great. You guys are amazing. You really are. It's Kid on the line as well. It's great. Again, this is an informal thing. I didn't know where I was going with all this. I just wanted to let you know that I want this to be really good. And, it's like this past summer, I get myself behind the 8 ball and back up against the wall. And can I come out with any other cliches? Where there was like 50 days until college football season. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do a preview on every Power 5 team in addition to all the other stuff that I was doing. Long story short, I start cranking out these previews, and you can imagine, I'm doing a preview on Oregon State. Well, I am ingrained in college football, but let's be real. What do I know right this second about Oregon State? So you got to research. You got to be up on it. Well, there were transfers flying all over the place, even at that point of the summer. And I crank out like 65 Power 5 previews. And I messed up a couple times with misinformation because, for example, somebody jumped on me because a Nebraska quarterback had transferred about 4 days after whatever site I was referencing to get some information. And it was like June 4th, and then he transferred June 10th, and then I shoot the video on June 15th, and my information's like 2 weeks old, and I got burned a few times, and people just raked me over the coals. And I thought, you know what? Okay, I see all these other people on YouTube and online that are doing these flimsy, thin as ice previews where they don't say hardly anything at all, and they tell you who the stars are, and then that's it. And I'm doing like personal breakdowns of linebackers and defensive ends, and then I get burned a couple times, and maybe I should just not even bother going that deep into it. So trying to figure out, So production quality. So Uncle Lou does a great show. He's got some good stuff. And I'm not going to go into his full production because he does some really good stuff way beyond what I do. But just in terms of the call-in shows, obviously this has to go. This business, that has to go. And I would like to have a better live presentation. So I understand from my tech guy, Mr. Marty McPadden of Pod Jam Productions. Check him out. Used to work with me at ESPN. He tells me, Mark, you need to sink about $5,000 into this. You need to get another laptop. So I got my MacBook Pro here. I got my MacBook Air so I can watch the live chat. Said you need a PC. You need a camcorder that's going to be a few $1,000s, and you need production software so you can do all the things, all the bells and whistles, and you can make it look good. Better mic, which I've gone through. You would not believe how many mics I've gone through, and I tried to do it the right way with a full mixer a few years ago, and then there was a disconnect, and it overloaded the mixer, and then I had to switch mics. So the production quality I expected going into this off season, that was going to be my focus, to buy all this stuff. It was going to be a learning curve on how to use it, but I've got this other situation going that's putting me on hold. So yes, this is never most likely until I have a staff going to be some full, great, big production, but it's going to look better, sound better, and I'm going to be able to display sponsors and get the phone number on the screen and do some slicker things to make it look better. When I do a live stream, I can't even put my name on the screen at this point. Mark owes us Keen's family an apology. So anyway, Alonzo, yeah, I don't know what that is, George. All right. So if you guys have any ideas when it comes to So when I was watching this YouTube sponsorship or this YouTube forum a couple months ago that I referenced, they said across the board, these five big time YouTubers said, number one, you need better thumbnails. You would not believe how important thumbnails are. Well, if you've noticed, my thumbnails have gotten better. Maybe not for every video, but I had my son work on some thumbnails. They look good. They look professional. We took some pictures of me, and the thumbnails have gotten better. Maybe that's played into the increased viewers and subscribers. So thumbnails, I think we've worked on those. Not that they can't get better, but we've worked on those. The other thing they said is that if you have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, you should have a sponsorship. Now, how in the world do I get a sponsorship? So I'm at 7,600, and then the Miami channel's at 1,100, and then the other channel, I'm at about 9,000 subscribers. So apparently, I should be able to have a sponsor. I don't know how I get that. I may need to advertise on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter, apparently, to get that. All right, all right, all right. Anything else on here? Affiliate marketing. That's one of the reasons I made an account with Amazon, and I bring that up. This is what happened with that. So I heard you need an Amazon link, and you need to start on the affiliate marketing path. So I got my Amazon account set up several months ago. And then I put the link in the description section, as I tell you guys all the time. And I pumped the heck out of it for a while, and nothing seemed to happen. And I thought, you know what? I can't even get my brother and sister or some of my family to, I shouldn't say that. I'm throwing them under the bus. How did I do that? My bad. Erase that. My brother and sister are amazing. They're very supportive. It just didn't seem like anybody was responding out there, even friends, to, hey, can you use this link if you shop on Amazon? And I know a ton of people do. Can you please use this link? And you don't need to buy the thing. You guys know the spiel. I say it all the time. So nothing seemed to be happening. And I was like, seriously? People can't just use this link? So what was funny was that I didn't know that the link was working or not working. And I contacted Amazon a number of times and said, is this thing working? Just want to make sure that this is working. And my son went on and used it and showed that it was working. You know, I got 44 cents for whatever he bought. So I want to thank any of you and all of you who have used the Amazon links, because for months I thought, this isn't working. Nobody's listening to me. I'm just going to shut up about it, and they can just sit there because I'm getting nothing out of this. I got 44 cents. So, shoot. I told you guys about a year ago, I think, that I added a couple interns. So one of my interns, I have him looking at this, and he said, well, Mark, no, actually, you got 75 clicks on this, and people have bought X number of dollars. Well, he didn't know the number of dollars, but it has provided you like $32. You've made $32. And I thought, you know what? It's only $32. It's not going to change the world. But I thought, okay, I've shut my mouth about this and haven't mentioned it for months after weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of blasting away at this. And it didn't seem like anybody was responding. And I didn't think anyone was. But in fact, 75 people did get on Amazon using that link, and it produced $32. I think I've got to make $100 before they'll give me anything, but it made $32. So I am starting to make a little bit of money, and starting to make more money on YouTube. Now, if we price that down to the hour, it's pretty rough. It's if I'm working 40 hours a week, 40 to 45 hours a week on this channel and the entire platform, then yeah, if I'm working 170 or 80 hours a month, yeah, I'm not doing too well. but it's getting much, much better to your credit. You guys would not believe how long it takes to schedule guests. And it hit me at one point when a number of you made the comment that there weren't a whole lot of guests that you wanted to see, that I thought, you know what? I got away from doing my own analysis. I started this channel and I just did my own analysis all the time, every team. And then I thought, you know what? I want to build a network because it's going to, if I got the Clemson SB Nation guy on and he posts my video to his site, wow. And for a while there, for a couple of years, I had SB Nation posting all sorts of my videos. Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State, Miami, Clemson, USC. I could go on and on. Utah, TCU. I had a ton of them posting my videos. And that, you can imagine, I would get 50 views on most videos, and then all of a sudden an SB Nation site would post it, and I'd get 1,700 views. Well, I think I kind of lost myself. I became too much of a host and facilitator. I want to analyze college football. I still love having the guests on. They can grind down much better than I can on their particular team, and we're going to continue to do that. But I know that you guys, it seems, respond to big topics, big teams, elite teams. I think I was telling DeAndre when he called last night after the AFC Championship game that if it were up to me and I was doing this full time, I could talk about the Iowa offensive line for 20 minutes and have the Iowa guy come on. But once I get the 37 views, then it just doesn't make much sense. It's like this series that I started reviewing all the national championship seasons. I see where we talk about Tate Martell and get 3,000 views, 10,000 views, Notre Dame stuff, 10,000 views, Clemson, 8,000 views, Florida State, Ohio State, Alabama. I'm getting anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 views on a handful of these videos, or more than that, several videos. And then I'm grinding away at this national championship review, and 130 people watch the videos. So I would love to do that if this was just merely a hobby, but this can't be a hobby. I had somebody contact me the other day, a dear old friend from way back when I first started at ESPN, and they had some questions for me, and they started the letter out by saying, before they were asking questions about YouTube, to say, Mark, I know that you're doing this just for fun and you don't care about making any money. And I went, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, let's understand that I'm a guy that has other interests in life, would like to have another significant other at some point, kids, even though they're grown, I still spend quality time with them. I want to have a good life and a fun life. I want to take care of myself physically and in other ways, spiritually and socially and so forth. So I don't want to spend the rest of my life, and I will not spend the rest of my life working a job for 50 hours a week and then coming here and working 50 hours a week. So that's not going to happen. So yes, this is a business. Do I love college football? Well, if that hasn't come across, then I've really failed. So I obviously love college football. I've absorbed so much information and so many games, and I sit here on New Year's Day or the middle of the bowl season or week 2 and watch it from noon to 2:00 in the morning. I love college football. But do I do this just because I love college football? No, I've chosen college football because I love college football, but I want to make this something that's going to allow me not to work 50 hours and 50 hours, 100 hours a week, something that's going to allow me to build a business. But yeah, I love college football. That's why I'm doing this. I don't know if I'm getting anywhere with this. I guess I expected to be a little bit more regimented and a little bit more on point. So we've got 30 people on the line, and we will probably have several hundred who will watch this once it's posted. And so if any of you have any thoughts about YouTube, Patreon, any social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you really know something, I will take your suggestions. If you know what I should be doing better, please let me know. This has veered off into a college football discussion. That's fine. You guys are, I'm talking to the choir here, so you guys are with me. Although I've never seen Mr. Kane before. Good to see you here, Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. If you don't know Mr. Kane, we've got a Miami channel, Mark Rogers TV Miami. Please subscribe there. Do a collab with this YouTuber who has a small channel, but he posts good Miami Hurricanes videos. His name is Big Papa JT. Yeah, Big Papa. Doesn't he? Yeah, that's the Big Poppy JT that comments here, I believe. Maybe not. Could you transition to streaming on Twitch and uploading videos here? So, Tom, why would I do that? That would be my question. Because this station, this channel is monetized. So even though I don't get huge numbers for live streams, depending, it still gets monetized. And then I can have a live chat that has the super chat. And just to give you guys an idea of what you guys watch and what you don't watch. So look at my videos. Now, obviously, the videos that have been posted just in the last couple of days, there's not going to be many views there. But 7 hours ago, we posted the Big 12 versus the Pac-12. Do you guys like that? Where I put the board up and we talk, and that's all theoretical. What is coming after that is where I actually do a metric on the results and the seedings of the conferences, and it will all make sense. Okay. Virginia Tech Hokies 2019, way too early outlook, 23 views. I used to have a lot of Virginia Tech fans watching. They apparently left at some point. So again, these national championship reviews don't do a whole lot here. 184, 150, 148, 236, 272, 244, 855, 624. Okay. What does well? We talked about UCF losing to LSU, 920. Brandon Wimbush, about 350. Jeff Thomas coming back, over 2,000. Florida against Miami, 1,900. Tate Martell leaving Ohio State, 3,300. Miami recruiting update, 8,500. Tate Martell and N'Kosi Perry, 11,000. Do you guys like the viewer comments videos? I have been advised by my son that big YouTubers respond to the comments and they do videos responding to their comments and they make sure that it's posted at the same time every week. So I've already missed because I did one last Monday and forgot to do one this Monday, and they can't all be 41 minutes long. But I responded to comments, and I got a couple of just doozies today that I would love to respond to. College football playoff debate 900. Alabama, Ohio State have lame schedules. People really dove into this one, 8,100. Michigan football, the window's closing, 4,300. Florida State recruiting, 3,000. Miami versus Florida, 5,700. Oklahoma's quarterback, 3,500. Ohio State chasing Clemson and Alabama, 7,000. Miami recruiting, 5,400. Ohio State, 1,600. Ohio State, 1,000. Ohio State coaching staff, 6,300. A lot of Ohio State, Miami, Florida, Clemson, Alabama. Used to be USC. Used to have a lot of USC people on here watching me. Unfortunately, all my USC guests ran away. So that has something to do with it too. When people ask me, hey, why don't you do Auburn? Like I've had an Auburn guy after me for the last week, and I need to pull through and deliver for him Auburn content because Auburn's a major player. I just have had Auburn contributors in the past, and I don't now. So I got to dig it up myself. So this is, yeah, Big Poppy JT. So let's get this straight. Big Poppy JT, use TubeBuddy to tag your videos. They rank your videos higher in the search. Thank you, Big Poppy. That is Big Poppy JT, who's been watching me for a long time. Big Poppy, I apologize if I have not subscribed to your channel. I think I did. I will check. So let me write this down. Big Poppy JT. You know what threw me off is when they referenced you, Big Poppy, they misspelled your Poppy part of your name. Somebody put like Pappy with 2 P's or something. It threw me off. Tube Buddy to tag my videos. Okay, got that. Jamie says, I don't see tags on your videos like others. I think that helps you when random people search those tags. NCIS Fanatic 21, Mark, you should use the community tab on your YouTube channel. Okay, I'm not understanding that, NCIS Fanatic. Jamie, so I didn't on this live stream, and I need to be more consistent, but I typically do tag the videos. And I had my interns research how should I tag these videos, and the results were all over the map. So if I do an Ohio State video, I am tagging it Ohio State football, Ohio State recruiting, Ohio State talk, Ohio State football, Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day, Urban Meyer, Dwayne Haskins, Mike Weber, all the main players that we're talking about, the recruiting, the recruits who are being targeted, if it's a recruiting video. And then at the end, I've been advised to put Mark Rogers TV, that should be my last tag because that will connect me in some way to those other searches, those other tag searches. So again, NCIS Fanatic, how do I use the community tab? I do use it. I look at the community tab and it basically just shows me all of your comments and then I follow through. Okay, I'm not sure how it works. SG1 Sports and Uncle Lou have a community tab though. They might be able to help you with it. Community tab. Okay, what do you guys do with it? You guys need to realize I like all these people you're talking about. I don't see a whole lot of their stuff just because I'm doing this all the time. OG Club Kane. YouTube has been acting up. Every video stops and syncs and the plays, like all of them, drag. Mark, is YouTube having problems? I don't know. I know that I don't want to be too dependent on YouTube, and that's another trap, is that it's so easy, and YouTube is obviously the second or third, I think after Google, it's the largest site in the world. So this is the way to do it. If I can become a YouTube, I hate using this word, sensation, phenom, whatever they call it, big YouTuber, and hey, if I'm just going to make a ton of money off of YouTube and advertising and other stuff, great. But I don't know if that's the wisest business model. That's another thing I need to do, build a business plan. YouTube should be one of the spokes, not the hub. The hub should be MarkRogersTV.com. And if you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying to transfer kind of the Mark Rogers TV brand into the voice of college football. Trying to use that more often. Once somebody called me that, I thought that was golden. That was perfect. So I've kind of transitioned and I've emphasized the voice of college football because I just think that people will gravitate to that, and that will be a big selling point. I think that people will remember the voice of college football. Big Poppy likes my new thumbnails. Thank you, sir. Drake asking what happened. I don't know what to tell you. I just keep talking about what I'm working on. Community tab allows you to have discussions with views and make polls on what they would like to see. I think it unlocks at 10,000 subscribers, though. NBA fan, thank you so much. So I'm coming up on it. So I'm around 7,500. I think I should be able to do that. 10,000. Give me 2 months. 2 months, unless my numbers really start to jack up. But based on my last couple months, I should be able to do that by, let's say, April 1st. Community tab with polls. I like that. Do you guys use Instagram, Facebook, Twitter? I know there's a zillion other things I could do, but those seem to be the main three: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Where are you guys? My Twitter kind of stalled at about 2,500. I just go on there and post my videos, and maybe I don't even think of that all the time. Also remember that my audio is out there for anybody that you know who enjoys the audio instead of the video. I'm on Google Play, Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and I would like to someday do a legitimate podcast that's different than the videos that I deliver here. But basically, what I'm doing now is just stripping the audio and repurposing that for an audio podcast on those other audio platforms. But I would like to do a legit audio podcast someday. All right, let me catch up. You guys have some good stuff here. Big Poppy, you don't need 10,000 subscribers for the community tab. You only need 1,000 because I use the community tab a lot. We might be talking about two different things, though, Big Poppy. They're talking about using it for a poll. Instagram. Yeah, I do need to get working on Instagram. You're right, Big Poppy. Instagram. But man, you guys know how it is. If I start focusing on one thing too much and then the other things fall out, I just have to make it very simple. Okay, Facebook page, one post per day. Instagram, one post per day. And I think Instagram, because they limit your time for a video post, that just needs to be a promo page. Bam, just promos. Boom. There are lots of college football podcasts. Ever tried to become a guest on one of them? Volunteer Roadshow had me on the other day, Tom. There was a Legalized Quack is on Twitter. There is a network of college football or sports radio stations along the Panhandle with my buddy Scott Moore, and I was a regular guest on his show to the point where he called me his lead college football analyst several years ago, but there was just really no future in that. I have had a couple people in particular tell me I need to canvass all the sports radio stations in America, especially in the college football hotbeds, the South, the Midwest, Alabama, the Deep South, basically in Ohio and Pennsylvania, and then maybe a little bit in the West, but mostly the South and Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, the football hotbeds. And I need to say, hey, this is what I do. You can have me on as a regular guest. You should get a regular stint with Feinbaum. Okay, Drake, if you can figure that out for me, please let me know how to do that. Jamie, a national chat room website would be cool. All big teams have one, but a website where Oregon and Auburn fans can trash talk would be cool. Okay. NCIS. I'll Google how the community tab works and send you the article on how it works. Thank you. Easy Writer. How about crowdfunding like GoFundMe, Kickstarter, and Indiegogo. Okay. Good thought. Are those any different than Patreon? Crowdfunding. Jelly writes, "Hey Mark, I would like to see a video where you talk about your favorite games from this season. One game that really stands out to me was the Bama LSU game. I remember watching all your videos that week." All right, my favorite games of the season. I could easily do that. Don't know that a whole lot of people are going to watch that, but we can try. I would just sit here and do a live stream and just go through every week of the season and just talk about what games I watched. Uncle Lou, break a TV. That's what I need to do. Yeah, pay too much for those things. That's for sure. Yeah, these windows were like 16 grand. Yeah, I can't do that, but I think Uncle Lou would like a what do you think, Uncle Lou? Tennessee helmet right through the window. That would work, huh? Good to see Lou on the chat. Lou, we're just talking about my channel. So you're probably wasting your time here, but we're just talking about my channel. Local radio show in Birmingham. Georgia got any more 5 stars? Did NBA fan? I don't know if you will find this disingenuous to your craft, but to grow more, you should make videos on the most popular college football topics more often with the most sensationalized titles you can think of. Okay, NBA fan, you're completely right. My titles need to be better. They have been better recently. Thus, the upsurge in views from like 80,000 a month to 250 a month. I think that has something to do with it. Like, for example, wasn't Brian Kelly crazy when he compared the talent on Notre Dame to Clemson after the game? So what did I put? Is Brian Kelly crazy? Boom, capital letters, 21,000 views. Yes, you're right. I need to do that more often. I am too stuck in Ohio State Buckeyes, Michigan Wolverines preview. You're right. Bring on Cam Underwood more. I love him. Yes, Cam and I have a good time. We can only do that so much. I would have Cam on a few times a week, and I think the interest would support it, but I don't want to become too Miami heavy just because I've got a lot of Miami followers. Can't do that. Well, you know what people tell me all the time, and you guys have proven this to me. For as boring as my personal life is, people love following people talking about their personal life. So, in amongst all the college football analysis, guess I should be, wow, maybe I should bring a camera on my next date. You know, something like that, I guess. For as embarrassing as that would be, you know, I want some videos to go viral. Maybe we would do that. Learn how to do sensational titles as clickbait. Yeah. Again, I wanna walk a fine line there, Drake, because I don't want people to say, yeah, that's the guy that yeah, they're all clickbait. I'm not gonna click on that anymore. I don't want it not to represent the video. But I think I can still make better videos, better video titles. I can definitely make more better videos. What about increasing brand recognition by posting on college football forums? Okay, bam. Bingo. There's another one. So there's another thing that I see all the time, and Jamie brings it up too about Reddit. I was told months ago, Mark, you need a Reddit page. So what do you think I did? I went to Reddit. I made a college football page. I posted a couple of my videos. I went to some other people's pages. I left a few comments. What do you think I did 2 days later? Nothing. I forgot about it. It just became one of a zillion things on a to-do list that is 87 items long, and I'm trying to get you guys videos here. So you're right. I need to have a presence on Reddit. 7:15. Just want to make sure. Yeah. Anyway, we're good. Yeah, the Reddit idea is absolutely, you're right, Jamie. And I do have an account there, and I need to stay on top of that and get back into it. Just one of those things where it's a slow grind. I'm probably not going to see any impact from that for months. Tom, I wanted to get back to Tom. What about increasing brand recognition by posting on college football forums? I have read that on how to increase your influence and get your name out there. Go to other people's channels, go to other sites, and leave comments. You're right. Because then people will say, that guy's brilliant or that guy's an idiot. I'm going to check out his deal. Yep. The problem is that, again, I don't want to make this an excuse, but it's time. It is time. So, yeah, I just need to do a better job of prioritizing time. And the way I'm so content driven, you guys see how much content I put out there. I don't have to put this much content out there. I don't need to be posting 5 videos a day, but I just love it. And I would do more. I would do more. And I've got so many series and topic ideas running through my head that I'll never get to. Uh, but if I did all this other stuff, it probably would pay off. It would pay off eventually, but it would reduce the number. Get somebody to do it for you. Big Poppy, absolutely. A couple of years ago, I advertised, no, about a year ago, I advertised for interns and I got 3 responses like that. And I brought 2 of them on board, and both of them were exceptional, especially one of them, Mr. Alex Galbraith, who you may know as the gridiron expert, is one of my interns. I hate to say the term intern, but he is an intern. Let's say he's on my staff. So Alex has helped me with some of these things. He set up my MailChimp. So if you are subscribed to the newsletter, The Voice of College Football, that should be coming through MailChimp in the future, but we've had our snags with that. And he's helped me out doing a number of other things. Yes, interns. Yes, yes, yes. It justifies the means. Yes, the title is sensationalized, but the content therein, yes, if it's good, it's what we're going for. All right. I don't know if this did any good. I can keep going because I certainly am not done, but I don't know what else to say. I didn't know what I wanted to achieve, but I want you guys to know that I do have a big plan, big vision. The plan is a bit sketchy. The plan is a bit loose, but a big vision, a big dream. And I do this because I love it, but I love it so much I want to do it all the time. And it's not going to continue at this rate, at this pace, if I have to continue to do full-time job and this as another full-time job. So we're just trying to make it all work. So I appreciate definitely all the insight, all the feedback. I appreciate the contributions of everybody. It was Jamie. It was Mr. Medley. It was DeAndre. It was whomever else jumped in here. Ricky, Nick Medley again. Yes. Jamie, thank you so much for your contributions. I appreciate that. That's awesome. So if anybody else wants to throw a buck or two my way, you appreciate the content, the delivery, and everything we do, just click the little $sign down at the bottom of the live chat. Jelly says, also with the quarterback transfers from the last couple of weeks, I was surprised when I went to your channel to see your opinion on it, but there was no video from you. Any reason or just too busy? All right. Well, Jelly, we did Jalen Hurts. We did Justin Fields. We did Tate Martell. And we did one of the other ones. Who else did we talk about? So we hit the major ones. There were a few other ones out there. I understand that Mr. Shane Buechele is leaving Texas. Just heard that the other day. And also the Tulsa quarterback is leaving for Arkansas. So there's a few others out there, but we hit most of the quarterback transfers. D, if you're just joining the live chat, we're not talking college football here. If you want to discuss it in the live chat, feel free, but we're not talking college football right here. The next thing you're going to see from me is going to be another matchup of two Power 5 conferences with all the teams seeded, and my approximation, estimation, my determination on who would win a 10-game series between all those teams. That is going to culminate. So we're going to match up all the conferences. And I want your input as well. But we're going to match up all the conferences. And then that's all just fantasy land stuff that's fun and good for debate. Then after that, I am going to deliver all the metrics. Do I have it here? No, it's over there somewhere. I have gone through all the Power 5 results as I have done each and every offseason. I have devised a system that isn't perfect, isn't foolproof, but it's really good. It's pretty airtight to determine which Power 5 conference played the best football this year. And we're going to rank the conferences. Do you get 100% of the Super Chat funds? Easy Rider, I don't believe I do. I don't know what that percentage is. It's roughly in the 75 to 80% range. A Mark Rogers subreddit would be great. When will we get 2019 predictions? Like official predictions? Like 3 days before the season, Clemson alum. I'm not doing predictions. We haven't seen any spring football. We haven't seen the next signing period. No predictions. Yeah, and I know that's not good for views because I could put predictions out in February and they could sit there on my YouTube channel and gain views all spring and summer. But I am not putting my predictions on the line until I am ready to make predictions. Now, what we will do is I'm going to do schedule previews, and I could definitely line the games up and say, it looks like Syracuse is going to go about, I see them going about 8-4. They're definitely going to win these games. They're definitely going to lose these couple games. And then we've got these 4 or 5 games that are up in the air, and talk about the each and every schedule. Also, as I check out the live chat, also, I will rank all the schedules as I love to do each and every off season. That doesn't seem to gain a whole lot of views, but I love doing it. I love that series where I rank everybody's schedule. I just need to do that sooner. I tend to do it way too late in the summer, and then I'm doing a sprint to the finish where I'm cranking out like 17 videos in the last 3 days to get all of them done. So I'm going to rank them earlier and start to get those out in February. I'm going to rank all the schedules. I'm going to rank the coaches. I'm going to rank every positional unit. This is the goal. Every positional unit in every conference. Meaning I'm going to name the top 5 players at every position, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, everywhere, every position in every conference, 1 through 5. And I'm going to rate the top 10 players at every position nationally. That's what I used to do. I got away from it a little bit last offseason. Navy Thomas, Nebraska going with some huge recruits currently. Should be lots of recruiting, all big recruits happening national, but not just Nebraska. Oh, draft. Yeah, we do the NFL draft. Big. Yes, there will be, for those of you who have not been around for at least a year. Yes, we do the NFL draft up big. I've got a lot of draft connections, NFL guys that will come on, and we will get you set for the NFL draft. Don't you worry about that. NFL draft. I will go nuts. on the NFL draft. Drop the low-rated videos, Easy Rider says, to promote your winners. Unless you do, you'll never have time for your priorities. Very much so. And that's why I've dropped this latest series, unfortunately, where I'm going through the seasons and looking at the national championship races. Do you think Larry Johnson is the best position coach in college football? We're not talking about college football right now, NBA fan. We should do an NFL draft live stream. We should. We definitely should. If I could find a really good NFL guy that would be able to balance out I can give the college perspective, they could give the NFL, what are the Chargers doing here? They didn't need a linebacker. I'm not going to know that. But that's, an NFL draft live stream could be huge. Huge. NCIS Fanatic 21 likes the schedule previews. I do too. I love them. Yes, the NFL draft, we hit it big every year. Yes, Jamie, the way too early prediction is the loophole. That is the loophole. You're right. I should have thought of it. I should just do predictions and make them ridiculous. I should get all sorts of people just annoyed at me for predicting Utah and what sounds like a good national championship game that's not Kansas and Oregon State ridiculous, but I like a Utah Michigan State national championship game. How about if we raise it a little bit, but still make it at the place where people will question it? How about Florida and Iowa? There's a national championship. Ricky, if you're still on the line, that's what I should do. In honor of Ricky, a Florida, Iowa, or Iowa anyone national championship game prediction. Too early, way too early predictions. How much money do you need to make this full time? Drake asks. Drake, really? Should I really tell everyone how much money I make? So here's the deal. Do I have to make as much money doing this as I do at my regular job? No, I can survive on less money. But at my age, do I want to? Maybe initially I would make that sacrifice, certainly, but I actually want to make more money. That's not the reason I would do it. I would do it for the reason to run my own business, to do what I want to do, all those things. But I am not going to downsize eventually or ultimately just to do this. So, and sorry, I'm not going to disclose how much money I make. Yeah. Utah and Iowa. Lots of NFL guys on YouTube, Mark. Kentucky, Miami National Championship. Yeah, the NFL draft live stream. NCIS Fanatic 21. Please remind me of that as we get closer. Please remind me of that. You know what I did last year at this point of the offseason was with National Signing Day just a few days away or a few weeks away, and we know that most of the big recruits have already signed about 75 to 80%, but still there are enough guys out there who are unsigned that I basically just did a thumbnail sketch profile on all the big recruits. So I went through the ESPN 300 or one of the big ranking systems, and I just took the top rated player who has yet to sign and started looking up stats and numbers and scouting reports and did videos. And those did pretty well. Have you studied any metrics on upload times? When you upload your videos, could impact the view substantially. So you're right on, Tom. So this is just something, again, recently that I've looked at. Don't know who's calling me. It seems as though this is one of the reasons why I've uploaded a video about 5:30 in the morning Eastern time for those early risers that want something to listen to as they get ready for work or go to work. And then I go about 8, 9 in the morning. The noon window is supposed to be key. And then kind of drive time, 4 to 5 p.m. And then even though it's not huge in the YouTube cycle, uh, if I've got more videos to get out there, I'll throw one out there about 7 to 8 o'clock. So I haven't been really precise in grinding it down to really mastermind it, but that's generally what I've heard and found. And then on the weekends, supposedly Saturday and Sunday morning are good times to post videos because if people are busy, they're going to go on vacation or go on a day trip, or they've got a lot of work to do around the house, or whatever they're going to do, or all the big games are on, obviously, regardless of what sport they're into. But they'll watch YouTube videos maybe when they first get up. So people don't get up on the weekends typically as early, but not that much later. I've heard that posting videos at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays and Sundays is advantageous. Can you put different titles on the same video? Why would I want to do that, Jamie? Put different titles on the same video. There have been times in which I've put the same video on, let's say, my Miami channel as my Mark Rogers TV main channel, and I changed up the title just to make sure that it would still upload, even though it's the exact same media. I've done that. Will Texas return to glory? Mark Rogers TV, way too early 2019 predictions. Yeah, that's a good title right there. Vandy, Duke, Natty. Love it. Okay. I think I've learned something from you guys here. Big Poppy JT tells me I need to get 2 buddy. I need to look into the community tab for polls, crowdsourcing, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe. Jelly says I need to go through my favorite games and messages on other sites. And we got a call. I'm going to guess it's Drake. It's just a guess. Hey, it's Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Who's on the line?
Hey, Mark. Reasonable Gump.
Oh, it's Reasonable Gump. I didn't even know you were watching.
I literally just now got off work and turned on your stream while I'm driving home. So thought I'd give you a call.
We are not talking about college football.
I know. You're talking about how to make about ideas for your channel.
Yeah. Basically, I should have titled it, How Do I Make $1 Million on YouTube? That's how I should have titled it.
Well, I know you mentioned something
I'm somewhat
really
kidding.
Early in the season
about
having not ever taken any time to look at different avenues or deals that YouTube might offer, or do any kind of research into that kind of stuff. And because you like uploading YouTube videos a lot, and I think I suggested back then that after National Signing Day would be a great time to maybe take a little bit off and to see if there's anything else you can do to kind of get your videos promoted more and kind of listed in the recommendations for a lot of people.
Yeah, maybe shut down for a month.
Right.
I could probably still do a video every day and nothing close to what I'm doing now. But I know someone who does marketing who's helped me out and really looked at my Facebook page and told me about 18 different things that I'm doing wrong. And she's been really good to talk to. I'm just trying to pull together resources of people that know what they're doing in areas that I don't know. Yeah, there's a whole game to it, as you know, Reasonable Gump, in terms of metrics and posting and tags and titles and way beyond that I know something about, but I've not mastered. Now we're doing better. So I mentioned early in the chat that our 70 or 80,000 views a month are now around 250 here in the last couple months.
Right. Yeah, I definitely noticed an increase in that kind of stuff too. I noticed that you started, or that you added a short little music intro to your videos. I notice your thumbnails are a lot more creative.
Yeah.
And I think those are definitely going in the right direction. You mentioned something about how you titled one of your videos like "Is Brian Kelly
Crazy.
insane?" or something crazy.
21,000 views.
Right. So coming up with like kind of wacky kind of titles like that, I think definitely draw a crowd, or just I think a lot of people do subscribe, like myself, and watch you because, and I know you say you don't like to sound like a broadcaster, but I think a lot of us actually do like that you sound like that, because most college football YouTubers we find are going to be incredibly biased when it comes to their team, and you're basically the only one who isn't. I'm not sure if you're happy to hear that or not, but I think that's a lot. That's the reason why a lot of people watch all your videos, is because they're easily the most informative out there.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Definitely, yeah, no problem. But just definitely trying to trying to reach out to in a kind of a broader audience who might like a little bit more of a personal touch. Don't be afraid to make some videos where you put a lot of your personal input. I noticed that is kind of rare. You usually will follow up at the very end of the video with your opinion on who's going to win the game or not. But maybe just on some that aren't as analytical, when it comes to Ohio State, Michigan, or Alabama, or teams that you might have some either very positive or very negative feelings about. Maybe don't be afraid to put a little of your own feelings into them.
Yeah,
I think some other people would like to see a little more of that.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. I will keep that in mind. Titles and personal opinion. So by having on too many guests, I mentioned during the chat that when I first started this, I was doing all the analysis myself. Then I started to bring on all these guests, and I started to become somewhat of a moderator host too much, because I certainly have my own opinion and my own analysis on all this stuff.
Have you put any thought into length of videos?
Link, yeah, there is a whole science when it comes to that, and I don't know what it is.
I can't say for certain. I do notice that a lot of these type of videos, the ones that get a lot of views, are typically under 10 minutes or under about 13 or so minutes.
Yeah.
That is because a lot of people watch these on their phones, and they don't like to eat up, or they like to save as much data as they can.
Yeah.
So having to stream a 30-minute video when they may only actually care about 10 minutes of it is a little bit of a turnoff. So they may think, like me, they'll think, okay, I'll wait till I get home to watch this, and then they forget about it. Just little things like that. I think may have an impact. So a lot of your longer ones, you may even consider splitting up and you record the whole thing, but just upload them like 10 to 12 minutes at a time and label them part 1, part 2. That might be kind of thing.
It's funny you bring that up, Reasonable Gump, because I used to. So when I first started having guests on and doing my own videos as well, but even when the guests, obviously that really extends the conversation. I would just post a video and it'd be 42 minutes long. And then I got to the point where I was thinking, okay, yeah, this is too long for people. They may, I'm going to have certain people that just want to hear about the quarterbacks. They don't want to hear about the linebackers. They don't want to hear about recruiting. And so then I started to slice them up. Then it became just a editing nightmare where I would have like 7 guests on in a night, and then I have like 37 videos to edit. But I've actually gone back to that format here in the last several weeks, if you've noticed. So I have gone back to, instead of posting the 25 or 45-minute conversation, my last several videos, 4.5 minutes, 18, 15, 4, 7, 2, 18:6, etc. Anyway, so yeah, it there's a little overhead with all the editing, but it seems to be a little bit better of a formula.
And maybe kind of like a hybrid of that to save yourself all that editing and like going through, okay, this section was about quarterbacks. Let me cut this part out and make a separate video of that, you know, and to save yourself that, maybe do kind of like a hybrid system where you just cut the video into like, so say it's a 40-minute interview. So you cut it up into four videos of 10 minutes. And then basically whatever topic or topics that 10-minute quadrant focused on, then you put that in the title, so they'll know to go to that one. If they only want to watch the quarterback, then or sorry, not watch. If they only want to hear about the quarterback, then they'll watch part 2, because that's where you talked about the quarterbacks. You see what I mean? So that'll save you all the editing, to having to cut and paste here, there. Just slice it up, and then put all the info in the title or the description.
So people don't know what they're getting?
Yeah, they do. That's what you put it in the title.
Well, that's what I'm doing now.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, I thought you were going through the video and like taking like X amount of time, like parts of the video, putting them everywhere. So it was making you edit a lot. So.
Okay. No, it's all good points. Definitely, I'll take those into consideration. Definitely. So to recap here, length. I got to really investigate the length business because YouTube does. They do reward if people watch your videos for longer. So there's a happy medium there somewhere. If I produce a bunch of 30-second videos, then they're not going to pay me much money, even if I'm getting decent number of views. So there is a happy medium there with the length. And so the titles, opinion, yeah. You know, I thought about and I tried to, but it was just the overhead of all the contacts and trying to schedule people, tried to get people in debates about topics, or, you know, an Auburn guy arguing with an Alabama guy and kind of mediate that. But that was just a nightmare to try to schedule.
Yeah, there are other people who do that, but I'm sure that those are usually weeks of planning to get that together.
Exactly. All right, reasonable. Thanks for the call. I've got to run to work here in just a couple of minutes, and I want to go through the rest of the live chat and see what else everybody is talking about.
All right, man. No problem. Good talking to you again.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Take care. Reasonable Gump calling me, and I didn't see him on the live chat, so I didn't think he was around. All right, let me get through the rest of the stuff that you guys are talking about, so I don't want to miss. Monster 32, sure, you can make a call. 860-325-3687, but I've only got a couple minutes. So some of the things that you've talked about here, Jamie, and some others recently, I think I've done all those things. So if you look at the description section of my videos, I have the Amazon links there. I would have to go and see exactly what I've got here. Let's see what we do have in the description section of my videos. Come on. I've got the same in every video. So it basically says, support Mark Rogers TV by making any of your Amazon purchases through the links below. Boom, boom, boom. Join Mark Rogers TV for the most insightful college football coverage. Videos at markrogerstv.com. Audio podcasts at blank. Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Okay, so you guys are telling me that I need my social media in my description section. Okay. Okay, where are we here? Somebody wants me to move. I do too. So you certainly don't need to encourage me there. Deep Bear, it's asking me where I work. You don't know, huh? Okay. Oh, he's talking to somebody else. Sorry to interrupt the discussion. Need a channel trailer. Yes, I do. Thank you, Tom. Channel trailer. Absolutely, I do. I keep putting that off too. You're right. Just put a timestamp at the beginning of your video for people who want to jump around to different parts. Because Jamie likes them longer, likes the longer videos. Graphics for printed circuit boards at one time. I don't know what that is. Try making videos on things that people are thinking at the time. Don't know what that means. Thanks, Tom. Forbes article, 50 free ways to grow your YouTube channel subscribers and views. And those resources are all over the place. So I appreciate you looking up one there. And that one's coming from Forbes. So it might be a little bit different take. So I will look at it. Thanks, Tom. Your vid descriptions need to have your social media website to just copy and paste. I did start a website like 5 years ago, and I tried to really build a website, and it was just too much. And now I just keep the domain name and I just redirect the YouTube channel to MarkRogersTV.com. So if you go to MarkRogersTV.com, even though I put that on my ID during the videos, you will see that it just redirects here. But I still have that locked down just so I don't lose that. MarkRogersTV.com, MarkRogersTV.net, MarkRogers.TV. Analysis on something like 10 most improved teams for 19 and 10 teams that will drop the most in 19. Noah believes I'm too handsome. That's a problem. Yeah. Okay. So I think I've got some good things here to go on. Seat Geek could sponsor me. We'll see. Seat Geek. I could have merchandise. Mark Rogers TV merchandise, voice of college football. Little merch might work. All right. I think I have covered everything. I don't think I've missed any important comments. A weekly video hour or more on the current events in college football. Groon, isn't that what the entire channel's about? With all due respect, I'm missing your point there. The voice of college football merch would be awesome. Monster 32. Mark, you ever thought of putting a weekly vid on Facebook and link to YouTube if they want more content? So I've got my Facebook page, my personal page. You guys can find it pretty easily, I would think. Mark Rogers, even though there's a ton of Mark Rogers out there, I'm sure, worldwide. Look for my Facebook page, and then I also have Mark Rogers TV. So my regular Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, is kind of a mixture. I'll throw some videos out there once in a while, a couple times a week. I'll post a video and I'll make it a Facebook video, because if you know anything about Facebook, they will not promote YouTube videos or put the YouTube in people's streams. They will put a Facebook video. So I post it to Facebook as a Facebook video. I've really let the Facebook page go, Mark Rogers TV. I've got about 700 likes, 650. I need to build that up. Okay. Mark's merch. Kyle's on the line. All right, everyone. I appreciate it. I have to go. Unfortunately, I've got to work all night. What I'm doing here over the next few days is ranking the conferences. So again, you are going to see me match up and seed all the teams in all the Power Five conferences and then match them up and tell you who would win those games in a 10-game series. Then we're going to get away from fantasy land and we're going to break down what actually happened in 2018. I give metrics and seedings to all the games in the Power Five between the conferences during the non-conference schedule, regular season, and postseason, and we will determine conference rankings 1 through 5. I'm going to rank the coaches. I'm going to rank players in every conference. We're going to do it up big right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. I so much appreciate you guys. And I'm listening to Jamie. I think you're right to a certain extent, but that's a longer discussion. Yes, good guess equal good views. There is also some other factors there, but certainly that means something. If there are guests that you guys would like to see here, let them know. Let me know who those people are, and it would actually be more effective, I think, if you went out there and let those people know that you want to see them on Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Thank you so much. I cannot in any way express how much I appreciate you guys spending an hour to an hour and a half of your time just to talk about the channel, not even talk about college football, but to give me the time of day to let me just blabber on, ramble on about what I've done, what I'd like to do, and what we could do together. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for the contributions. Again, Amazon, if you shop on Amazon, use that link that you'll find in the description section of any of the videos. We will see you guys soon. Yes, I would love to be on Paul Feinbaum. How many people have suggested that? Kyle, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't see you on here very often, but thanks so much. We will see you guys later. Conference rankings coming your way over the next several days. See you soon. Peace out. All of you guys, NCIS Fanatic 21, of course. See you soon.